Hi, I'm recording this video. Hopefully it's going to be a fairly quick video for my students studying GCSE Electronics, control circuits, that's microcontrollers, and I'm looking at this example on the 13th page of the PDF, which is page 110. And although it's only an example, it's not something which you're required to make. I reckon it's a good idea to give it a go, okay? And it's to make a flashing lamp on a rubbish skip. Now, if you have a look at the solution, I don't want to spend too long looking through this, you can do it yourselves. There's two switches, start and stop switch, and there's also a lamp output. Now, they do say lamp, not LED, so you can't drive things like lamps or light bulbs directly from a microcontroller, so I'm using a MOSFET there on G0. And I've got two switch inputs, and I've got pull-down resistors on those inputs, and I did reconfigure the inputs actually, so I changed to G3 and G4 being inputs, and G0 was an output. And yeah, so I've got those pull down resistors. Now you could, if you wanted, you could flip the logic around and you could have pull up resistors. You know, you can do it however you like, but this is where I've done it. I've also got an additional 10k resistor on the programming pin to avoid any problems when microcontroller starts up. Anyway, so that's my circuit. Oh, by the way, just quickly point out that's a 12 volt supply to the bulb, so I use a 12 volt bulb, so I can't use the same supply there. And let's have a look then at the flowchart. So what to do? It repeatedly checks whether the start switch is pressed. Okay. Now, when we check for a digital input, that's called polling. And you can repeatedly poll or check for digital input like they're showing you here, and that's really common actually. And then these four boxes, these are going to turn the lamp on and off, and then at this point in the program it's going to check whether the stop switch is pressed. If it's not pressed, then it goes to the flashing sequence again. Now, really important to understand that the polling here is only done periodically, you know, not very frequently. And so say if we're in the delay phase of your flowchart and you press the stop switch, that is not going to have any effect, because it's only checking the status of the switch at the point of polling for the digital input. So that is something that's really key to understand. There are ways of changing our program so we don't use polling, and so it would be immediately responsive, but we don't do that until later. So quickly have a look at the flowchart. You'll notice rather than use these 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes, I've decided to compress it into 2 because I've got my delays built into the output high and output low. Otherwise it's the same. By the way, notice yes and no. If sometimes you'll find that the yes and no is around the wrong way for you, so you can just right click and choose swap yes and no, and then it will reverse the logic. Okay, and yeah, so that's the program, and let's just try and run it just to show you that it works. Hopefully it does work. Oh, the flowchart's open up, must have been showing that flowchart earlier. So let's press start. Notice, you know, it's quickly checking G3, so hopefully that should be quite immediately responsive. And then it goes through its flashing routine here. And then, you know, like I said to you before, if you were to just quickly press that, maybe it's not checking at that point in time, so you're going to have to press it and hold it for a little bit longer. Of course, you could have a latching switch, I suppose, but anyway, there, it works. Okay, and yeah, so do give it a go. Try making the circuit yourself, try making the flowchart yourself, and if you have any problems, you can always refer back to my video. Okay, that's it.